What's Uncommon Fossil? Today going to be talking about the Flareon EX deck. This is the free deck that everyone gets on day one, quote tier 0 deck in the battle pass when it reset, right? For I'm on terrible, something evolutions, right? Whatever this new set's called. My apologies there. So, but we're getting a Flareon deck, which it's an evolution deck featuring 3 of the cards, and it's a pretty good deck. So normally, a lot of these times, especially the way they give you the deck, you get some useful cards you can do something with, but not a playable deck. This deck is pretty good. I will have another video coming out, I'm planning on it, with an upgraded deck, but this deck does do a lot of good things, and I have been having a lot of fun with it. So, plus we have these evolution challenges, and this is a deck that can check a lot of those off, so it's a good deck. So it features 2 different Eevees. The main Eevee to me, which there's 3 copies of, is the single prize one, because I'd rather have a single prizer out there than in the multi-prize Eevee EX. We'll get to that next though. But this Eevee, which obviously any of the evolutions can evolve from, but you can also evolve from at the very turn you play it, because it's got boosted evolution ability as long as this Pokemon's in the active spot. It can evolve during the first turn or the turn you play it. So you can actually evolve turn 1 and get out a nice tankier Pokemon, which is something that can be fun to do. Although you give up a 2-prize, you have a 2-prize liability, you got to think that through. But that's a nice aspect with this card. It's 50 HP, so it's obviously pretty low, and it has an attack, but we don't really want to do that. 3 copies of that. Then we also have the Eevee EX. So normally EXs only evolve from non-EXs, but this Eevee, because EVs are special, has this ability. It doesn't evolve through the normal means, so to speak, but it's got the ability Rainbow DNA. This Pokemon can evolve into any Pokemon EX that evolves from Eevee. That means that's at the single prize Eevee, if you play it from your hand onto this Pokemon. So we can evolve this Eevee EX the same way we would play a regular Eevee. So each Eevee has an ability that helps with the evolving. Eevee EX has the ability to allow us to evolve into another EX, the only EX that does that. And the single prize Eevee allows us to evolve the turn you play it, which of course is not normal in the Pokemon TCG. All right, so the attacking options in the deck, they call it a Flareon EX deck because we have 3 copies of this. Oh, by the way, in terms of energy, so the main attacks for all of these Pokemon, including the Eevee EX, is fire, water, lightning. The Eevee actually does 200 damage for so that's something to keep in mind. The HP is 200. Each of the Flareon, we have a Jolteon and we have a Vaporeon. The second attack is essentially the same in all of them. The name changes based upon what the type is, but again, it's always fire, water, lightning. It does 280 damage. And then during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack, so you have to retreat to the bench to reset it and then send it back up to the active if you're not knocked out. And of course, you're hoping you're not knocked out, but you know, it certainly can happen. But Flareon also has a nice first attack, which is why this is, I think, the main attacker in the deck rather than one of the other evolutions. Burning Charge for Fire Colorless does 130, which is okay. Can one-shot like some single prize Pokemon for sure. And then you get to search your deck for 2 basic energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon. So you can attach it to itself as well, or on the bench. They can only go to one Pokemon, you can't split them up, but you're just setting up your next attacker. So that's really good in the deck. So 280 damage, a very solid number. We have some ways to boost it as well, we'll get to that. And just a solid attacker with both the first and second attack. Then we have the Jolteon EX, which is a lightning Pokemon, lower HP at 260. That's not ideal, but hitting for lightning weakness is good. And it's got, again, the second attack does 280, can't attack again for the 3 energies. But the first attack now is lightning colorless. Since it's a lightning Pokemon, it's a lightning cost attack, and it does 60 damage. But you may discard up to 2 basic energies from your bench Pokemon, then it does 90 more. So 2 from the bench is what, 90 was 180 plus 60. You're getting to 250, so not bad there. 250 is kind of a funny in the middle ground number, but that's a nice option there as well. So I certainly use that attacker in the games as well. Then Vaporeon EX, the water Pokemon, again Aquamarine, the 280 attack with 3 energies, but then the first attack's Severe Squall for water colorless. It does 60 damage to each opponent's Pokemon EX. Is not affected by weakness or resistance. So So that's useful. It does 60 to all the EX, your opponent's EX in play, the active and the benched. It's not great necessarily, and this is the part where I think it really gets weak, and I'm not so. This one I don't love. This is the least favorite, although it's got the highest HP at 280, so that's a reason possibly to play it. But the Tera Pokemon are immune from damage on the bench, so the attack's not affected by weakness or resistance, but it doesn't hit through that Tera. It's an ability. It's not an ability. Well, the Tera, whatever it is, not exactly an ability. It doesn't do, so you don't damage Tera Pokemon on the bench. So that's not great. And obviously a lot of EX are Tera Pokemon, so including the Vaporeon and the Evolutions and the EVX. Oh, that's the other thing that's important with the Eevee EX. It is a Tera Pokemon as well, so it's a basic Tera, which helps with this deck, as we'll get to now. So playing one copy of Fezandipiti EX, great card, of course, and it's great. I'm glad for new players as well, because if you're a brand new player, getting a copy of Fezandipiti EX is quite nice there. Great ability to flip the script, and the attack is solid as well. So there's times you want to use that as well. So we're playing the deck has one copy of Victini. I imagine I'll cut this in the final when I upgrade the list, but you can attack with it. You don't really want to. But Victory Cheer, your evolution fire Pokemon, so only the Flareon, does 10 more damage to opponent's active Pokemon, so it goes from 280 to 290, which can be helpful sometimes. We have some other ways to boost things, or well to help manipulate things as well. So so it does that. And also, or if you use the first attack, it goes from 130 to 140 plus 600 energy. So it could take like a prize on a single prize Pokemon as well. There, and then it plays the Noctowl engine really good, and this is why the Eevee EX having a basic Tera Pokemon is important, or a basic, yeah. So Noctowl has the Jewel Seeker ability, really good engine in the game. Once during a turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand, to evolve one of your Pokemon. If you have any Tera Pokemon in play, either the Eevee EX or one of the Evolutions, search your deck for 2 trainers, put them in your hand, shuffle your deck. So really, really good ability there. And then 3 copies of the Hoothoot, which is just there so we can evolve the Noctowl. And then what we want to use on turn 1 is we have the copy of Fan Rotom. This has the Fan Call ability. Once during your first turn, so only your first turn, you can search your deck for up to 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less, reveal them, put them into your hand. So grab, say, 2 Hoothoots and a Noctowl, get them on to your bench. You can't use more than 1 Fan Call during your turn, so it's a really nice way to set up your bench in your hand for the next turn. So that you generally want 1 copy of Fan Rotom of these Noctowl decks. They gave us that, so very good there. All right, moving over the energy here, 5 copies of the Fire Energy, because we have mostly the Flareon as the focus, but then 3 copies of the Lightning and the Water, because we need all 3 energies for the big attack, but we're going to use the first attack some, so the Fire is a little more important. Okay, I'll just kind of run through the trainers in order here. 1 copy of Mela. I imagine when I upgrade the deck that I will drop Mela. It can be useful, certainly, but it's not generally the best supporter. You can only use it if one of your Pokemon are knocked out during your opponent's last turn. You'll get that happening for sure. Then you attach a basic Fire Energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. If you do, you have 6 cards in hand, so certainly not a bad supporter, but generally not the best supporter. 2 copies of Tera Orb. This is really good for a copy for any of these decks with multiple Tera Pokemon. Search your deck for a Tera Pokemon, put it in your hand. That's great. We don't have to discard otherwise we'd want Ultra Ball or something like that. So we don't need to do the discarding, which we don't necessarily want to do. So Tera Orb, really good here. 1 copy of Glass Trumpet. This is very important. Good card. The deck might want some more copies of this. I'm not sure. I got to think that through the upgrade. But what it does, you can only use this if you have Tera Pokemon in play. So that's why we have the Eevee EX plus the Evolutions. You choose 2 of your benched colorless Pokemon and attach a basic energy from your discard pile to each of them. So you got to remember here that it only attaches to colorless Pokemon. So if you have the baby Eevee on the bench and then you want to use Glass Trumpet, but wait, I got to get my Tera Pokemon in play, you evolve it to one of these other EX in the deck. They're not colorless, the Evolutions. Also, you can't Glass Trumpet to it. So just keep that in mind. It can only accelerate 2 colorless Pokemon and can accelerate to 2 of them. So you want to try to have 2 targets on the bench as well as 2 energies if possible. A copy of Nest Ball, really good there. 2 copies of Boss's Order, super awesome. The Stadium, 1 copy of Area 0 Underdepths. Deck might want, I don't know if we want more out of this. It works only, so if you have any Tera Pokemon in play, you can have up to 8 Pokemon on the bench. So useful, you know, especially to get room for more Noctowls and stuff in the game. 2 copies of Iono, 4 copies of Arven, 1 Super Rod, just, you know, all just really good cards. I'm not giving a lot of attention to them. 1 Defiance Band, gives you 30 more damage behind in prizes. And doing 280 or 290 with the Victini, you know, we still need some extra damage boosting, so Defiance Band is good there. 4 copies of Buddy-Buddy Poffin, just get these little low HP Pokemon in play. 2 copies of Earthen Vessel, we need these different energies, good there. 1 copy of Sparkling Crystal, and Sparkling Crystal is one of the challenges with these Evolution celebrations, so attaching this, a really good ace spec. You definitely want this in the deck. I don't think I would change this. The Tera Pokemon's cards attached to can attack for 1 less energy, and it can be any type of energy. So when you have, say, I'll just use the Flareon for example. So I want to use the second attack, which is Fire, Water, Lightning. I can, if I have any of these 2 energies of Fire and Water, then with the tool, it'll replace the water, or it can replace the lightning, or it can replace the fire. So it helps out a lot there. 3 copies of Ultra Ball, really good there. 2 switches, 1 rescue board, and then Gravity Mountain, which is another way, in a sense, to quote increase the damage. What the Stadium does, each stage 2 Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponents, we don't have any stage 2s, so don't have to worry about it, gets 30 less HP. So in essence, when you have Gravity Mountain in play, you do kind of think, the way I think of it is you're doing 30 more damage to your opponent's stage 2s, like for Charizard EX, Dragapult EX. This is important because we're doing 280 or 290. We're still not one-shotting most stage 2 EXs, but then this goes another 30 damage, so it does help a lot getting the one-shots of the stage 2s, because that's a problem coming up short on the stage 2 EXs, because they are very good, and you're going to run into them a bunch for sure. So Gravity Mountain is important in the deck. So that's the list. It's if you're a new player, first, I'd be glad they gave us the deck. We're getting a lot of good cards in the deck, for one thing. The other thing, they gave us a good deck, so thankful for that. The third point is, it's not the easiest deck. You got a lot of options here, right? We have a lot of different attackers because it's an evolution. You have Flareon as the main attacker, but then we have Jolteon, Vaporeon. Sometimes you want to attack with the Eevee EX as well. Then we've got a number of one-off trainer cards. So figuring out sequencing, how to work it together, may be a struggle for new players, but it's a good deck, so it's well worth your time putting into it. So don't be afraid to try out the deck. It's a solid deck, and you will, you know, and if you're unfamiliar with piling a deck of this build, you know, take it as a great opportunity just to learn something new, because that's a lot of what the Pokemon TCG is, just learning how to do new things. You know, that's what makes it fun to me. It's not doing the thing we know over and over again, but learning to do new things and getting better at new things all the time. So Flareon EX, a very good deck. Let's jump into the Battle Pass and see the deck in action. All right, let's see how things go here. The Battle Pass reset recently. I had a video talking about that. So my approach to the Battle Pass is, the rank ladder. Sorry, well, they both reset, both the Battle Pass and the rank ladder. I meant to say the rank ladder. So you get reset down to 30. It's nice to get to Arceus League eventually, but I want to go first. It's an evolution deck, so I choose to go first. But I'm not in a rush to get to Arceus League either, is what I'll say. So eventually I want to make a push to get there before it ends. All right, so maybe it's a mirror match, don't know. I always like to change my sleeves. Look, I just, for a video like this with a starter deck or one of these free decks, I just kind of play it as it is. Okay, not terrible. Let's see what we got here. So, I don't really think I want Victini. Do I need Victini? Don't think I do. So, I want Fan Rotom. I have a Nest Ball as well, which I think I'll hold off on that. And let me drop down a Hoothoot. I might grab another, and then use Fan Rotom's ability. I will probably attach energy to the active and see what happens here. So, I want an extra Eevee for sure, a second Hoothoot, and a Noctowl. That's pretty good there. I mean, I could, yeah, that's good. So I want to get another Eevee in play. If the other way to have gone it would have been to grab the one Hoothoot and 2 Noctowls. All right, now I'll attach my energy to my active. Sorry, I'll leave the open bench space and just end turn. So I can evolve to Flareon. I need to get the fire energy, and then I can attack with that. Actually, I can right now I can attack with it with Flareon for the big damage next turn as well. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is not the starter deck because Paldea, Friends in Paldea, it does not have. That is probably a downgrade to the deck, I gotta say. So, I mean, if you like the card, go ahead and play it. But, yeah, a draw 3 support. Look, they have this kind of reputation as being garbage, and they're kind of people make fun of them. But they're actually not bad cards. They're not that good either. What did they grab? And did they get one? What did they grab with Fan Rotom? I should pay attention. So they didn't grab a Noctowl. So maybe they have Noctowl already. Otherwise, they should have grabbed one. That's what I'll say. So I didn't get Iono. That's okay. Sylveon. So they can evolve to Sylveon. And what's his attack do? Because I also do. There are like playing a Sylveon is one of the challenges and such as well. Okay, so they're not attacking. Okay. This isn't bad. So what do I want to do here? I think I want to take a knockout, right? Yeah, actually using this attack. And I want to use the I want to use the first attack because I want to power up my guy on the bench. So, but I think I want to take out one of these 2 Eevees. I'll take out the Eevee with the tool because in a sense it's 1 energy, the same as the other Eevee, but it's any 1 energy, so I think that's the better one to get. So I think I'll grab Boss, right? I haven't used Supporter, right? Let me just double check before I did not. Okay, so, whoa, there's a lot of special effects there. So I want a Boss. And what else do I want to get? I guess I have a Tera Orb. What is it I want to get here? Maybe I want to get something else on the bench. I'll grab an Ultra Ball. Because the Ultra Ball can get me a Noctowl next turn, right? That's my thought there. So Tera Orb. I think I want another Flareon, probably. You can also get the Eevee with the Tera Orb as well. So not just the evolutions. Yeah. Because the other... Flareon's the main attacker. The other ones are kind of niche attackers, the way to look at it. I will... let me gust up this guy here and attack. And I want to get 2 energies on the Eevee on the bench. I have the Sparkling Crystal, which is super awesome at hand. So I take a knockout on him. I will drop down Fire and Water and Lightning. So, and I'm partly... Look, I'm matching the energies here. My thought is because now I'm less likely... Obviously, I'm less likely to draw Fire or Lightning energy next turn. And I need a Water energy for the active to attack, potentially. So my thought is I'm going to increase the odds of pulling Water energy by getting Fire and Lightning on both of these Flareons. Now what I need is a Water, or I have Sparkling Crystal as well. Pulled another Eevee, that's good. If they take the knockout, I may grab Fezandipiti with my Nest Ball. So, you know, because the way I've done it, of course, I can't now use the Glass Trumpet to get on my bench, but I could if I slapped this Eevee on the bench. So I might just do that. So they're going to knock me out. So what's going to happen here? They don't have the tool, though. Wait, did they... Maybe they can't. Because they attached. So maybe they can only do the first attack, which is quite nice. Because then I can one-shot him on my turn. They'll power up their other Eevee on the bench, of course, and finish me off. But then I'll have taken... So it's looking like, to me, I'm going to take 3 prizes before they take a prize. So that's very good. So, I think I'll just leave this Flareon in the active. Let him get knocked out next turn. That part's okay. And they had the... Let me just look. Okay, they tossed back in the Sylveon. So, okay, so... how do I want to work this? I could retreat, but I think I want to... I'm going to slap this. It's 2 energies. No, I want to do the big attack, right? So let me... Sparkling Crystal here. I'm going to slap down the Eevee at this point. So now I can do 280, blow him up. I can't attack next turn, but he's going to get knocked out. So that's all good. I could have Ultra Balled to get my Noctowl, but I want the Noctowl for next turn, right? That's really where I'm at. And since my active Tera Pokemon is likely to be knocked out, I want to have a second Tera Pokemon in play, right? That's part of where I'm at. So putting myself in, I think, so I'm really liking my position here. So Sylveon, what's his attack do again? I have played with it. Okay, so okay, Iono, so that's a good play, because it's a good play by them. Okay, so they're gonna knock me out. I do have the water energy. I'm liking that. Okay, so he can, wow, okay, well that's, okay, so I can retreat to the bench, which I probably do. And I can use my, I have Tera Orb already? What do I have? Oh no, Tera Orb isn't what I was thinking of. Okay, so I'm gonna retreat because I can't attack with the active. I'm gonna send up him or her. I don't know these things. And I can't gust, unfortunately, but so I'm just going to take the knockout with the 130. I'm going to put water energy here. Actually, I'm going to, what else do I have? So I might as well set up my, let's see what I have for energy. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to get another Flareon set up for next turn. Might as well, because I can evolve this turn. I can evolve the turn I play the Eevee if it's the turn, I'm trying to think. I'm not going to play Air Zero Underdepths. I kind of considered doing that, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to put these two energies. I need a lightning and a fire, and I'm going to put them on the Flareon with no damage. So now I can, now the Sylveon I can't one shot. I have to use the first attack, which I'm guessing is their plan. They don't one shot me though, so that's the good news. So that is good news. All right, I have Mela. I need to get knocked out, and I need a fire energy in the discard pile. So if they knock, which I have the fire energy, so if they take a prize, I can use Mela. Arven's obviously a good supporter. So switch, okay. So they didn't have a tool. Usually, even if you don't want to play the tool, if you have a tool in deck, you should grab it with the Arven just to thin out your deck. Usually, now, So, it's kind of always a little odd when Arven gets used with these decks without a lot of tools, but that's kind of how it is. So, we got rid of him. Whoa, so he used, so wait, they got rid of, so let me just look at it. So they got rid of my damaged Pokemon, so I'm pretty sure that wasn't a good play. I will say that. So if I can get an energy, I get the knockout here, right? Which is really good. Oh, they didn't. No, they could have used the first attack. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm playing the Eevee partly. I don't know. So can I attack? I mean, I can attack 130. I'd love to. Obviously, I take the knockout here, which I'm going to. It's pretty much game over. It is game over. So it's 2 prizes. So I get the win, and that's that. They could have used the first attack where they take less damage. That's the attack I was thinking they were going to use. That was kind of a weird effect, the way that those cards went in the discard pile. So anyway, wasn't thinking they were going to use the second attack. A lot of ways, I'd say they did me a favor. They got rid of my heavily damaged 2-prize Pokemon. So if they wanted to use that attack, probably getting rid of the Hoothoot, right, might have been more effective. But that game went very well for me. Pleased about that for sure. Okay. I thought I had a problem there with my recording, but I didn't. All right, I'm going to try clicking on the daily quest, see if it works, because you don't always get the rewards with it. So I did. Okay, here's my advice to you. I might leave this in the video. When you click on one of these quests, if you get the reward, the big thing is you'll see the crystals go to the top when it's working. If it's not, you'll notice that doesn't happen. If it doesn't work, a lot of times when you log in again, you will find the rewards appear. Not always, but sometimes. So what happens is, if you have multiple, like if I had finished both quests and you click the first quest, it doesn't work, exit the game before clicking the next quest, because resetting the game, just basic computer stuff does help things out. All right, got an opponent with a rank of 0. So they haven't their first game, or at least they haven't gotten a win yet. So a new player, a new account certainly, and probably a new player because like the rank ladder resets down to 30 each month or whenever the battle pass the rank ladder resets. Sorry. So they haven't gotten a win in the game yet. Or I guess they could have gotten one, or I don't know if you're like at like 10 points or 20 points. If you stay there when it resets, I think you do, or you go to 0. That doesn't really matter too much. So am I first or second? I am first. I will put the Eevee in the active. I'm not entirely sure. This is not a good starting hand at all. So it might be up against the Charizard deck. Okay, with Bibarel. Okay. Which is a good way to play it. Which Bibarel is very good. So I assume it's Charizard Bibarel. Let me see, what was in it? Oh, you gotta find the right. Oh, there. Okay. Do this and that's good and done. Okay, I'll probably bench the Hoothoot, but I will wait. Okay, Growlithe. Oh, well, this is really good here. The problem I have right now is, I guess I want a Fan Rotom because I want to get a. I mean, I probably want to use the Tera Orb, but what kind of guy do I want to get in play here? Oh, my other. So if I could attack with the Vaporeon. All right, I'm just trying to think that through. So I'm Fan Rotom. I think I want to evolve this turn. All right, anyway, I want to grab 1 Hoothoot and 2 Noctowls. I don't need enough. That's since I got the Eevee with that, and then 2 Noctowls, which is really good. Let me just think about this. Do I want to use the Tera Orb? Vaporeon can do 60. It does 280. It does 60 each EX. Okay, anyway, I'll do this. I'm not completely thrilled about this. So I think I'm going to evolve to Flareon, and if my hand sits, I'm okay. So I'll just do this. Evolve the active to Flareon. They're not going to be able to knock him out. I will attach. It does 8 in energy. I didn't pay attention to the counts in the deck. I should have. Anyway, and just end turn there. So I could play Area 0 Underdepths. It doesn't really matter. The other thing is, if you know you want to finish your challenges in live, if I had like play a stadium challenge, playing Area 0 Underdepths, I should just do it because I don't think it's going to help my opponent necessarily. Of course, they might have a stadium that I want to bump, right? They probably play Magma Basin. So strategically not playing Area 0 is certainly better to wait because I want to bump Magma Basin, assuming they play that. So I should take a prize here. Can I boss this thing? I need the tool, and I need and actually I don't need an energy. So I can grab tool and boss. If I get the tool, which is a trainer, then I can and I can attach the lightning, and I can attach because I don't need the fire energy. So that part's really good. And I can gust up the Charmander. I might not even attach the energy actually, right? Because I want to. I gotta think that one through. That's an interesting question here. So, okay. I think do I want to take out the Charmander? I think I want to take out the Charmander because he's a bigger problem. So I want to gust up the Charmander. Oh, I got boss. Well, that's really good too. So what do I need? I have boss. I need what? I guess I need the tool on the active. I'd like to evolve the guy Eevee on the bench as well, right? That's what I'm thinking. So let me grab the tool. It's here. Good. I can attack. And let me get a Tera Orb so I can evolve this other Eevee, right? I'm thinking that because then I have boss. And I can attack, and yeah, I believe I'm not ruining the game here. Let's see what happens. I don't know if I want to attach another energy to this Pokemon or not, so I'll boss him up. Because he's still, probably he'll power up the Growlithe as well. So and I'm going to evolve this Eevee to another Flareon. I mean, the water Pokemon will one-shot him because of weakness, but I don't, his first attack is not as useful. I still don't think so. I will attack, and I'm going to hold off on this energy because I could put that. So I have a lightning energy in hand, right? Let me just double check. So lightning, so I want to get the non-lightnings. So I can then power up with the lightning energy either Flareon to attack next turn. So I take a prize. I was able to take out the Pokemon I was most concerned about, and that's good. So, yep, I'm liking that for sure. The Jolteon EX's attack, like I said, is pretty good too. 60 plus the extra 90 off the 2. The other stadium's good up against Charizard EX because, all right, so they can't power up the Arcanine EX, I don't think, so I'm going to blow him up this turn, I think. If he stays in the active, I just take him out. They can maybe attack with Radiant Charizard next. We'll see where they attach. See, attaching one energy to the active Pokemon is a big mistake. And they should know that it's... Okay, so because they know I have this Noctowl in hand as well, right? They should know that. They might not. So I want to use the second attack and just take him out. And I have a Noctowl, and I just want to save my resources. I just want to take him out here. So, again, look, it's probably a brand new player, probably someone that's not used to the TCG, so that is kind of that. Is there an Arcanine EX deck in the starter decks? I know there's Charizard. Are there 2 fire decks? I don't remember. I mean, Arcanine EX is fun. I've given it a go to, and it's okay. It's not bad. But, something like Charizard just does so much more damage, right? It's a stage 2, but they'll get there. All right, so they probably should have set up the Moltres. So they're just letting me work. Okay, so I need to switch here, but that... Oh, I need the lightning energy. Well, now I'm getting thumbs down. That part's pretty annoying, I gotta say. So I need a lightning energy, right? So let me look for that. I don't, just, that's pretty annoying. So a lightning, and I have the energies I need. So what else do I want to get in hand? Do I want to get down another Hoothoot? Maybe I do, right? So what do I have? I don't need Buddy-Buddy Poffin. I'll just grab this. I'll just do that at this point. So that's really good there. Grab my energy. I'll just ditch the Jolteon. I don't think I want that. So I need what? I need a lightning, and I need a... I'll leave the fire here. I'll grab a water. So I will just switch into the active. I mean, maybe the thumbs down that their game hasn't gone the way they liked. I don't know. I don't really think they needed to be thumbs downing my play. And then let me get down another Hoothoot because I have Noctowl. And yeah, I mean, I'm just making the plays, right? I'm making the plays I need to make. And I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of the thumbs down, but anyway, it is what it is. So I'm not gonna feel bad that they're a new player at this point because I am a bit annoyed about the emotes, but whatever is what it is, right? And you can't mute things in the game, which isn't a good thing. Also, what do you call it? The tutorial that you go through at the beginning of the game. It's not a great tutorial, but it is a little tutorial. Your opponent, your computer opponent, makes these emotes when things don't go, negative emotes when things don't go their way, and that's just not, I'm an old man and a parent, and that's not the behavior I want. Like my child would want my child to be doing. I wouldn't want him to do it in the past, don't want him to do it now, and I don't think it's good behavior in general. So the game should be promoting good behavior. Sorry about that little rant, but anyway, so they're going to attack here. Okay, I mean, if they leave him in the active, they attach the tool to the wrong Pokemon. I do need to switch again. I can hard retreat though, so they're doing 20 damage, which is of course pretty pointless here, which is fine. I guess I'll just retreat, right? Might as well just retreat. Send him up, yeah, and just retreat. So I really don't need, so I'll get rid of the 2 energies that I have in hand, right? And I don't need an extra energy on this Flareon. And I can attack with the first attack, so that it's all really good. Yeah, thanks for spamming me with stuff. And I can now attack there, and if I have a Water Engine deck, I will attach it to the Flareon EX, and I'll just say done. I don't have water in the deck, so that's fine too. So, anyway, I'm just trying not to pay attention to these emotes as best I can. And yeah, the game didn't go well. You know, they're a new player. I assume their decision making wasn't great. Anyway, I'll just knock them out this turn. So, okay, so. And they know what's happening here, coming here, I assume. So 280, boom, got the win. So anyway, look, the deck, my opponents weren't great these games, but look, the deck works really well. You know, that's what I'll say. I think I'll keep these as the games for the video. Obviously, I wasn't pushed in that last game. My opponent didn't really get going at all. But the deck sets up well. It's a Noctowl engine's very good, and doing 280 and stuff, you know, up against some of the stage 2s, it's EX is going to be problematic, but there are ways to deal with it. So a very good deck. So let me just kind of give a few concluding thoughts here at the end of the video. All right, so there we go. Things went well in those games. My opponents weren't the best, obviously, but look, Flareon's attack, both attacks are very good here, right? 280 is good. You can't attack the next turn, but we can get out of it. You can retreat. You can play 2 switches, play as a rescue board, even if we want to take advantage of that. So not bad at all there. The Noctowl engine is quite good. Oh, but you know, in the first attack's really good as well, right? 130 and XL to energy. So, you know, super good, right? Sure, just figure out what attack to do when isn't the hardest thing, but you got to think that through. And then occasionally the Jolteon and occasionally the Vaporeon. Although honestly, when in doubt with those 3 attackers, just go with Flareon. It's just the much better attacker most of the time. 3 Noctowl, you know, Noctowl engine is really good with Jewel Seeker, so that's great. While I don't love the Eevee EX in terms of having a 2 prize liability, I like the single prize Eevee because it's just 1 prize, right? Having the basic Tera Pokemon means I can use Noctowl much easier. So that's so the Eevee EX is really good for that reason. You know, I'll do an upgraded video down the road. Like I said, I don't think we need Victini. I'm sure it helps some things. And you know, and getting in here with these tools, the Sparkling Crystal in the games you could see was really good. Having the potential for Gravity Mountain, I think you're going to need that in the deck. Buddy-Buddy Poffin you set up really easily, and we have the Rotom as well. So, you know, for Arven, you want that for sure. Earthen Vessel, all really good cards. So just a good deck. Tera Orb, some good stuff here. So it's a good deck. Definitely give the deck a try. Even if, especially, look, I'm going to say if weren't a fan of the evolutions coming in, I was a little questioning how good they were. This Flareon deck is better than I thought it would be. Okay, so if you were an Eevee doubter like myself, give it a try. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. The deck has versatility. If you're a new player and you're struggling with the deck, you know, there's 2 ways to approach it. One, if you're really struggling and getting frustrated, maybe just switch to another deck. But on the other hand, if you want, you know, put a little time, but it also, I think, is a deck that will reward if you're a new player and struggling with it. If you put some time in, as you get better with the decision makings, it will be good. Like say with Noctowl, you want to use Noctowl, take advantage of it for sure. But on the other hand, don't Noctowl on turns you don't have to, right? Having just a Hoothoot sitting there so you can Noctowl the following turn is really good. You know, keeping your bench spot open for Fezandipiti is nice as well. So these are some of the decisions, as well as a number of these trainers, some of them, you know, multiple 1-ofs and 2-ofs and such. You know, just take some experience figuring that out, but it is a deck that's worth the effort, and I think it rewards it, and I think I find them to be enjoyable games. And most, you know, even up against better, stronger opponents, wins are definitely going to happen at a pretty good clip. So give the Flareon EX deck they gave everyone a try, and have some fun and play some Pokemon.